All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 66, Trusting the Heart and Trusting Life. So my name is Sara. I'm here for 108 days of Internal Alchemy. I am here to really shift the energy inside of myself for 108 days. I basically show up for my own practice. My gift and what I'm really good at is advanced energetics, and then my husband Simba is really good at internal alchemy. So it's his own modality. So this is my personal practice, and it's also my professional practice because since almost a decade, Simba and I have been running a retreat center here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, that we now have closed actually, but we wanted to do a little bit other things. So we still offer the retreats, but not at our own space. So we are open to explore other things. So Simba is launching his modality. I'm having fun over here. I'm launching my mastermind. Yeah. And life can also be very transformational. So today we're actually going to stay seated. We're going to still keep bringing the energy down a little bit. We're doing a little bit of a reset, and then we're going to come back up with more intensity, but from a little bit different energy. So I'm going to drink a little bit. When we work with the fascia, we get thirstier. It really affects us. So if you're doing this work, you got to hydrate. You can listen to Simba's and mine, our podcast episode on hydration and water, holy water. Okay. Just arriving a little bit. Checking in with the spine, checking in, okay, what's the energy levels? So even though I'm doing seated, you can, of course, always stand up. As you know by now, I'm flipping things around and just working with different energies so that you will get triggered in different ways and so that you can learn to regulate. So that's what we're doing. We learn to hold, generate, and direct and release energy from the system. Today's song that I'm going to turn on just a little bit. I posted it here in the chat. So we're still working with the slower energies. Because if we just keep going and going and going and increase and increase and increase energy, that's just not really supportive. It's about learning to control the flame. It's not about putting the whole house on fire. That's what we want to avoid. Okay, so I'm gonna see what happens when I get on my knees. Wow. Remembering the root lock. Okay, bring it down. Turn on the music. So we're going to go deeper into the face today. So heat up the hands and just come to the face and just say hello and see if you can bring the energy down a little bit. So we're going to alternate. So even though we're going to be seated and it's going to be considered like a slower session, we're still going to do the breathing in between. So It's not really, but we're kind of speaking to the mind, speaking to the body, and teaching the body that intensity can also come from this state. So we're learning how to increase energy from different states. Okay, so move a little bit of lymph. Saying hello to the eyes. Allow the nervous system to really relax. When we do forget the words, like a vocal sigh, that's what it's called. Like I used to think that was ridiculous until I realized, oh, it actually works, and it has multiple effects on the nervous system and the vagus nerve, and so it's super effective. So you can do so sometimes life is just very odd. The strangest things can start to appear. Life can start to feel like unrealistic sometimes. And so what I've learned, so back to the breathing. If you want, you can also start to go a little bit of the side to side to wake up the spine a little bit lower in the back. Lean forward and alternate the pressure. So I work a little bit lower. If I bend forward, chest up. So you can try different settings. So what I've learned over the years is that when things get really intense emotionally, if it's a lot of fear or a lot of anger, but mostly if it's a lot of like overwhelming, like anxiety, and it's like when things start to get really difficult, like really, really difficult, then the only thing to do is to kind of go to the heart and trust that the heart will always guide us to the right place. The heart is like our sonar system. So we're connected to our purpose. And when we start to live from the heart and allow the heart to lead, we are automatically drawn to our purpose. So we're kind of moving, and that's when it becomes difficult, when we are in a lot of uncertainty. So when there's a lot of uncertainty, then there's the heart. And trusting that life is going to present us with exactly what we need when we need it. And sometimes that just doesn't make any sense. And that's also when we know that the very unexpected is just around the corner. And as we can hold ourselves in uncertainty, and we can trust the heart and trust life, that there is something else carrying 50%, and that we are guided, and that the heart is beating us beat by beat in the right direction. As long as we follow As long as we trust and walk, even though it can be in blind faith. Okay, come back. Allow the energy to sink. And as we're doing that, we're going to open up the eyes a little bit. So one hand on the opposite side of the nose, the other hand backwards, and you press them apart and you twist. You can also open up the mouth, work on the jaw. Bend in different directions. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relax and change to the other side. Take a couple of breaths. Drop into the neck. Oh, there we go. And go to the other side. So we are breathing into the heart. Breathing in the trust. And exhaling any worry, any fear. And trusting that life is exactly how it should be. And that everything is unfolding. And that I'm being presented what I need to fulfill my destiny. And if I have stated that I have a grand destiny or a grand future, then the experiences might also be grand, but not maybe in the only way that we are hoping. Okay, relax. Moving over to the ears. Knee side to side. So if we know that we are here to accomplish something and that we really want to accomplish something, then we also have to learn how to accomplish something. And within those experiences, it's not always fun, because it's the growth that expands us. It's the challenges that expands us. It's the uncertainty that expands us. So it's about growing up and facing the music and choosing to see it from a positive side. How is this happening for me? Okay, integrate with a little bit of breathing. I'm going to work up a little bit of a fire. And take a couple of grounding breaths. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Allowing the energy to sink. Root lock. Okay, another round of breathing. This time we go up and twist and down, and I keep my fingers up for some reason. And then Don't forget your root lock here. I just didn't. So why does it feel strange? And relax. Spinal flow. Open up. Open up the shoulders. Open up the chest. You can add any kind of curvature to the spine that you feel is appropriate with how you feel today. I feel a little bit of tension in the lower back, so I'm trying to hit that. There's many variations you can do with these. It's like a pendulum. So we want to return over and over to these flowy states. So we're not only opening up the spine, we're learning to flow and trust life itself. Leading with the heart, walking with the chest, standing in truth, and just taking a decision after decision after decision after decision from truth, from the heart, in collaboration with life itself. And then it will guide you to where you're supposed to go, whatever that means. And it doesn't have to be positive straight away. I'm not going to sell you an illusion. This is for people who want to find their true purpose and want to face whatever is supposed to face and kind of deal with whatever it is you need to deal with to come back on track, so to speak. So when you've been off track, it can take a little bit to kind of come on track again. Okay. Open up the shoulders. And if we're asking things like, remove the people that is not supposed to be in my life, and then people start to disappear, and then we go, what? It's like we have to accept what is in store, and that means that things might be removed also. A little bit of higher to really work on the, just by the diaphragm, above the diaphragm. Okay, back to the face. Release the jaw. Oh, big breath. So we want to activate and then regulate. Activate and regulate. Over and over again until we activated everything that needs to be activated. And then there's this thing that runs by itself. Coming back to the eyes. Now we do the same stretch, but lower. under the sinus or over the sinuses. Breathe in. Breathe out. Contracting. Breathing in. Through the nose, out through the mouth. Really allow the energy to release. Breathe in through the heart and out into the belly. So it's circulating. Into the heart, and then from the heart to the belly. Into the heart. Down to the belly. Shake off. And change sides. Breathing in. And out. And relax. Spinal flow. Bring in the staff if you want. Open up. You can open up the sides a little bit. So pay attention to if you don't want to slow things down. If there's a rush inside, if there's a efforting, or if there's, oh, I'm not doing enough because it's not intense enough, or just, that's what I really want you to look at in all sessions. If you compare yourself to anything, if you judge yourself for anything, if you say anything is good or bad or right or wrong, and then I'm going to offer you to challenge that and give yourself love and compassion instead. Because that is what's going to slow down the whole system and allow the energy to finally settle. And if there has been a lot of commotion or transformation, I mean, even good things, are chaotic. So chaos just means that, transformation is happening, and most of the time the change is uncomfortable. But if you can be in that uncomfortableness and trust the heart and trust life, and feel like I'm really solid in my truth, that's the real measure point. Okay, breathing. So intensity doesn't always have to be intense, if that makes any sense. and relax. Cross-legged position. We're gonna anchor into the toes as we round off this session. So I'm putting my toe on my foot on my other leg, and then I'm going toe by toe. And I try to go quite deep towards the bones, because this can be a little bit painful. And that actually means that it's a lot of benefit to, so just because I've gone pretty deep the last couple of days, over time, over and over, not too long, they're already feeling much better. And the lady who comes to give me massage sometimes, she explained every toe, what they're connected to, and I just don't remember. But it was connected to all the senses. So it's activating all the senses. See, I remembered. So it's the eyes, the ears, the nose. It's all the parts. Open up the ankle. Stretch. So I'm sitting on my bolster. It's easier because I get a little bit elevated. Here you can also open up the hips a little bit. And move to the other foot. So we're anchoring in the energy down to the body, moving between the different states, teaching the body that, okay, it's okay that it get a bit chaotic and then we come down, and a bit chaotic and then we come down. So when you teach the body this, and then there's all of a sudden chaos in your life, in your real life, because we are making this a fiction every day, we're facing it, we're facing the alchemy, then you're gonna do this exact same thing. If you're in a meeting and you're being jumped by someone, like, what? That I did not see that coming. I did not prepare for this. Corporate can be aggressive. And then you get fuming, and then, I know what to do. I can regulate. I can do just pretend to do the little ones, and then just regulate internally, because that's what we practice. And then you're going to learn to regulate, and then you can send it down, and you can even shake a little bit, dispatch the energy, and come out on top, because you alchemize in the moment. Okay, ankle, and then we are good to go for today. Okay. Thank you so much for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Drop a comment if you have questions. And I'm hosting a workshop soon it's like a 2-hour workshop on the energetics from fear to play. And I'm also starting a dance expression, go deeper into the practice with music on Mondays, 12 p.m. Bangkok time. And the mastermind starts on the 26th. That's 9 days. So if you're on the fence, the time is now, where we combine the energetics with the practices, and we start to unlock whatever is happening in life, and to change the perspective and to change the outcome. Okay, have a beautiful day. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.